Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Live and in color from Central Texas, USA, it is Rusty78609 saying good morning, good Saturday morning to all you people. And hope you have a nice day and hope you're not freezing because it is winter time just about everywhere in the northern hemisphere. But anyway, having said that, hey Google, good morning.
Hello. The time is 6:44 a.m. Currently in Burnett it's 60 and clear. Today, it'll be sunny, with a forecasted high of 76 and a low of 45.
Nice. Very nice. Hey Google.
Have a great day.
Tell us a joke.
What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear.
Cute. Hey Google. What's the temperature in Bangor, Maine?
The temperature in Bangor right now is 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Very good. Thank you. Now run along. Anyway, this is it. Doesn't give a poop. And that's real bananas. Real bananas. I got 4 or 5 left. And that is Olive Oil's bra. If you know who olive oil is. Anyway, I did a little video yesterday afternoon, a shout out to all the people that work with their hands, you know what I mean? And anyway, Dertrixa in Germany says, great thoughts, your words are right all over the world. Greetings to you, Dertrixa, the Gates, Teresa Truax. Thank you for your comments, Rusty. It meant a lot. I'm one of those blue-collar just trying to survive along with every other blue-collar worker. Yeah, I tell you guys, I mean, I've been on both sides, and I know how it works. And I hate to say it, but it's just the way it is. Backroads 82, quite possibly your best video. Thank you very much from a blue-collar worker. Thank you, sir. Patricia Reddick, great video, Rusty. Love your compassion. Well, actually, I was really moved by the fact that this old guy, his old hands were just like paws. But anyway, and I've whenever you shake hands with somebody and their old hand is all just, it's like a little rock they stuck out there, you can rest assured that they did some work with their hands for a long period of time. So, but anyway, I'm not, and I'm not leaving out those people that work with their minds. It's just a different way of getting things done. And then but sometimes we overlook the fact that that guy that's in that ditch and it's 0 degrees temperature, or that group of men or ladies, whatever, that ain't easy. Okay. Anyway, a SCORE learning tutor left a link to home jobs, whatever that is. Michael Colley, this is home base, my project, says, I remember Austin, Texas had a water main break about 10 to 20 years ago and neglected to inform the downline residents in Round Rock. And it says, if memory serves me correctly, about 100 people ended up in the hospital after drinking contaminated water. But, well, yeah, you're right about that. Thank you, Michael. Scotty Thompson, cool. A shout out to working people, Rusty. Talk, Rusty. Thank you, Scotty. Cool home base electrical job, talk, Rusty. Thank you, Scotty Thompson. Gray Ghost, thanks, Rusty. I work with my hands every day and I build houses, Rusty. Well, see, that's what I mean. That's the kind of, I remember having, I built a couple of homes. I say I built them myself. I mean, I subbed out most stuff. I did a few things myself, but yeah, it's not easy, man. Particularly, like pouring concrete. It's once the pour starts, the really hard work starts. Anyway, Nut Blaze says, please double check the amps available to an RV using 50 amp RV connection. My understanding is it is 2 separate 50 amp 120 volt circuits. But anyway, I'm doing 50 amp in case I move up to an RV or something later that requires 50 amps. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm not going to worry about it. Scotty Thompson, do you miss your LG Stylo 3 phone, Rusty? No, not a bit. I like this LG G4 much better because it's got that image stabilization feature and a lot of other stuff. Jim P, great video. People are having to work longer to make ends meet. Yeah, that's true. I was reading a story about that in Forbes. And they were talking about, the trends for spending have changed. In other words, the younger people, the millennials, are spending money basically the same way as other generations have, but they just don't have as much of it, okay? So therein lies the change. Claude Bradley, Rusty, you hit the nail on the head. Thank you. Yep, I hear you. Yeah, I saw George Bush Jr. in one of his photo ops, and he was supposed to be out working. You know, he had his sleeves all rolled up. You know, just like they all do. Obama did it. They all roll their sleeves up. And anyway, he was holding a hammer like this, and he's trying to drive a nail. Anyway, he didn't know how to hold it. Anyway, Ernesto T, amen to that. Thank you, Ernesto. Thank you very much. This is David Hancock. I had the pleasure to serve others for more than 35 years until my lower body gave out and me. I can no longer do it. I was the guy that looked to when the job was more than normal. When the 200-pound compressor had to get up to the 5th floor roof, or the 20-foot by 12-foot aluminum frame screen had to be hoisted from the ground up to the roof of a 20-story building, or when the muscle had to squeeze into a small space to get the job done, or when the pool table needed to go up the hallway because it wouldn't fit in the elevator. Yeah, I hear you. It says, says, now I can't bend to get into my car as my knees won't let me stand for more than a few hours at a time. Says he's got arthritis in his ankles, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, says, I get to live out of a small part of that, though, Rusty. He did a little RVing. Keep them coming, old man, and if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change much, except one ex-wife and probably no high school sports. Yeah, those guys that played high school and college sports, particularly football, man, they have some problems. I played golf with one of them, and he's had 3 knee surgeries. He's only got 2 knees, obviously. This is Bubba Freeman. Shout out to all the hardworking people. I was one of them, now 65 and now living on peanuts. Yeah, that's all I got for busting my butt all my life. Not enough to buy a can of dog food to eat. The system wants it all, and then they want you just to die 6 months after you retire. I'm going to piss them off and live to be 110. Well, good for you, Bubba. Go for it, babe. Why not? Here's one on solar. I did this is rocks on my mind. I only live by volts. I don't do math, but looking at the control in my rig, I know 12.12, 10 volt is low enough. Time to hook up and recharge. Whatever. Bottom line is it can't go below that. Sometimes the generator doesn't translate into amp hours, nor do I care. Just want the battery at 12.6 or 13 on the AGM. Good luck on your travels. Yeah, you're right. If you're over 12, you're good. Janet Schultz, you're a good person. I enjoy your humor, but I respect you. Well, thank you, Janet. Thank you. Anyway, Scotty Stevens, thanks, Mr. Rusty and All America. My occupation, hauling all goods for 23 years. I've been in 48 states, hauling in a semi at 53 years old. My cowboy hat goes off to the highway workers that make my road better. Temporary home base, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Well, good for you, Scotty Stevens. Thank you for your comment. This is David Gibson. He says, I worked for 35 years in printing with benzene up to my elbows, breathing paper dust of wood, cotton, and slate. When the press ran, it was always wide open because the jobs were late before they got plated, which made a fog of tiny ink droplets in the air. I hear he's breathing ink. All of the plants were sold and moved out of the country. Now in my advanced old age, I had to learn a new vocation. But today, my neighbor's cat got his tail cut off, and I asked if she needed a ride to the vet, and she wanted to go to Walmart instead because they are the biggest retailer in the world. I know, back on my meds. Well, anyway, David, thank you for your comment. Duchess 80 on the small home. Home Depot has an unfurnished 2-story for $9,500. Well, get it. I mean, I'm not selling them, lady. Beauregard Rippey, survival of the fittest. That's exactly what it is. We live in the ocean of life, and big fish eat little fish, and that ain't changed. Mike E. Barb, flush out the water line after you fix it. I did for about 5 minutes, so it's fine. And I got a filter there and a filter inside, so I'm not worried. I'm okay. Lori Van Hoosier. Years ago, I went to California on a Greyhound bus. Never again. Anyway, while I think we were in Arizona, the bus stopped in this parking lot, and we had to walk across this lot to get to McDonald's. There was a bank clock temperature and said it was 118 degrees. It probably was. As we went to leave the area, people on the bus were talking about these three men standing around this small hole in the pavement that they were digging out. The hole maybe looked like it was maybe a foot wide or so. My husband is a highway worker. I was very quick to defend those very hard-working men. I'm telling you that when I stepped outside the bus to go to McD's, there was no air. It was like someone holding their hand over your mouth and nose. Thanks for sharing this experience today and for getting in the trenches, willing to get dirty to help him and to help yourself. Well, the reason I did that, he's the same age I am, and I've done stuff like that before. I grew up on a farm. I've done a lot of different things, but I'm not scared of work. I'm not scared to get my hands dirty. And James, thank you. Who was that? Lori Van Hoosier. Thank you. This is James Artis. The heat, the cold, being away from home, it's rough. Thank you for the shout out to them. You're welcome. Maria G. left some emojis. Robert Muse. You are right. The working class made this country. Well, they put it together. The other people designed it. Well said, Rusty and Genuine. I admire your take instead of complaining about what happened. I hear you. I come from working folks, immigrants from the 1600s and the 1900s. Not only my dad for his short life, but his father who immigrated here during World War II. But anyway, she got a long comment. But anyway, thank you, Elisa. Interesting comment. 10-ton records except Honduras. You can't get up and leave if you live there, LOL. Well, the downside of these migrations is this. Let's just say you live in a house with a family, your family, and all of a sudden your neighbors lose their jobs and they need a place to stay. And you say, well, come stay with us. And then another family loses their jobs and you can't say, come stay with us. You don't have any room and you don't have any food. So at some point you've got to balance that equation, and that's kind of what's happening worldwide now. These countries can't invite people in. There's not enough jobs to go around for the people they have, so it's definitely a problem. All right, Charles Gardner, amen on the shout out. John Gertbach, too bad, Rusty, on the home base. Yeah, the broken water line. It's not a problem. It's fixed. It'll all be finished today. Great White Sharky, Rusty, you are correct. Search YouTube for Alan Jackson's song called The Little Man. It's a tribute to the little man. Promise you will enjoy. All my best to you, my good man, Sharky. Well, I'll check it out, Sharky. MP Maker, it says 9/11 views. XD, by the way, subbed OWO. Well, whatever all that translates into, I guess I'm glad to have you. Thank you. Lucy Blodgett, Rusty, I am thankful to each and every one of those hardworking people. Well, I agree with you with that. Says, I know where you are at working people, and thank you for carrying on. Well, that's good. All of us need that. I tell you what, if you see somebody that's working hard and you pass by where they are or whatever, in Spanish you say, muy bien trabajo. That means very good job. And a lot of the workers are Hispanic, and and there's a lot of other people. But yeah, if you people like recognition. When I see janitors at the post office or in a grocery store or whatever, I tell them, I say, man, you're doing a good job. And they appreciate it. Of course, recognition is the biggest factor. Money's one thing, but I promise you, people do like recognition. This is Joseph Atnip on the tiny home. It says, I had that same air conditioner heat pump unit in my studio apartment. They really work good, but they're about $1,500 to replace. Anyway, good to know, Joseph. Prairie Night Moon. you hit the nail on the head with this video, the shout out. It seems the ones who do the real work, the hard work, make so much less, and I don't know that that's really right. Well, again, it's all supply and demand. There's a lot of people at the laboring level, so the price goes down. As you move up the scale to the engineers and the architects, there's very few of them, so the price goes up. Okay, supply and demand. If you had very few laborers, then the price would go up. Okay, but what we have an abundance of that, and we've always had that. Anyway, I'll do one more. John in Tucson, you laid it all out beautifully, Rusty, my friend. Anytime I have someone here at my home doing physical labor on my property, I make darn sure to compensate them properly for their hard work. I have been accused many times of overpaying these hard-working people, and my response is always the same. Treat these folks right, give them a fair day's wages for a fair day's work, and you'll get a quality job. That's correct. And that's right. And you just treat people like you'd want to be treated. And here's the last one. We'll do two. Well, Cats 29 left some thumbs up, thank you. And then 10 Ton Records says, very insightful, Rusty. You're right. I'm 45 and work with my head. I'm going to make sure I appreciate those folks more. You've changed my perception. Thank you. Yeah, if you're working in an office or in a big building and you're a VP or a president or a CEO or whatever, and you walk by somebody that's hauling trash out, tell them they're doing a good job. Or anybody, just pat them on the back and say, man, glad to have you with us, doing a good job. I used to do that when I was a chief financial officer. I'd go through the whole building every day. And if I saw somebody doing something, a little out of, a little extra effort, I'd recognize it. And believe me, guys, people appreciate that. But anyway, having said that, hey, Google, what's the temperature in Lincoln, Nebraska?
The temperature in Lincoln right now is 38 degrees Fahrenheit.
What's the temperature in Hey Google, what's the temperature in Oklahoma City?
The temperature in Oklahoma City right now is 49 degrees Fahrenheit.
Hey Google, what's the temperature in Butte, Montana?
In Butte right now, it's 21 degrees Fahrenheit.
All right. Hey Google, tell us a joke.
I wonder why dogs get mad when you blow in their faces. But as soon as you put them in a car, they stick their head out the window.
Dang. Anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, but if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all my videos. I get a small commission, doesn't cost you 1 penny. If you don't want to fool with it, don't. And what else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in deeply, hold it for a few seconds, breathe out slowly. Do that several times a day. Why? Because that lowers stress, which lowers your blood pressure, which is very good for you. What else? Stretch, swivel. Exercise your body a couple of times a day if you can. Once is great, twice is even better. Just short exercise periods is good for you. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside of your head. Accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and enjoy your life one day at a time. And anyway, I hope you have a good Saturday and a good weekend, and we'll talk again later because I'll probably do a video showing the electrical project being finished. So anyway, adios amigos from Central Texas. Bye-bye.